What if I told you that you could stop getting flooded with endless sales calls day after day and still make $30,000 to $100,000 per month in your business? That's exactly what I did in my business. And in this video, I'm going to show you the one simple step that I took in order to generate $100,000 in one day. Now, when we first got started in our business, our calendar was flooded with calls day after day after day, and it literally took out every ounce of energy that we have. And the biggest month that we ever had in our business using that old model was about $45,000 to $50,000 in 1 month. And we were so drained by the end of that process that it took away time from me hanging out with my family, from me doing the things that I love, and from me focusing on the higher level activities of the business. Everything changed though when we launched our first challenge. We started doing the challenge model and we literally made $100,000 in 1 day. And we were actually awarded by Myron Golden for making $100,000 in 1 day. And in this video, I'm gonna show you the 4-step process that you need to start taking in order to launch a successful challenge and make the money you wanna make, and also free up your time so that you can start focusing on the bigger activities in the business and spend time with your family and do all those amazing things that you want to do with your life. The challenge model is something we use in our business, but we also help our students launch successful challenges and webinars as well. So if you're someone interested in learning more about that, you can click the link down below to see if you're a good fit. Now in this video, I'm going to walk you through a 4-step process that we consistently use in order to sell our products and services without jumping on endless sales calls. Now, before I actually walk you through the process of the challenge model, let me explain to you what a challenge actually is. A challenge is a virtual event very similar to a webinar. The main difference between a webinar and a challenge is that a webinar might last an hour to 2 hours, while a challenge will last anywhere from 3 days up until 5 days. And when you can dial in your challenge the right way, it can absolutely explode your business. Now, let's jump into why the challenge actually works and why you should be doing challenges. Number 1 is because of the trust factor. The biggest barrier that stops people from buying your products and services is going to be distrust. People just haven't spent enough time with you to actually trust you and trust that you're going to get them the transformation that they desire. And typically when it comes to trust building, it could take anywhere from a month to 6 months for someone to fully trust you in order to buy your products and services. But the challenge model changes that, because in the challenge, you're going to be spending a lot of time with them. Typically, you're going to be spending between 6 and 10 hours with them in the course of a week. So a challenge actually condenses that time frame into a week, which allows them to trust you more. Think about this. You're going to be opening up to your audience for 3 to 5 days, and you're going to be displaying your expertise and your principles and your frameworks. In that amount of time, the trust that you can build can lead you to get more sales. Number 2 is the momentum that you can build from a challenge. The beauty of these one-to-many events is that it's not just you doing a one-on-one session with someone. It's a lot of work doing one-on-one sessions. Instead of that, it's you teaching your principles and strategies to the masses, to a large number of people. And when you're doing that and one person believes in what it is that you're doing and they display that in the chat, other people are going to see that someone is getting a transformation, and they're going to be more open to receiving that transformation as well, which creates a wave of really, really good momentum. Think about it. Like if you're at a fitness class and you see somebody doing a workout that you thought that you couldn't do, but you see them push through and do an extra rep or two, it's going to create that belief in you that you can do that same thing. And when other people see that you're doing that same thing, they're going to jump on and try and achieve that same thing as well. So it's all about momentum inside of these rooms and inside of these challenges that will ultimately push people to begin truly believing in the stuff that you're selling and your principles and frameworks. Ultimately, the belief in the room is going to increase when others see other people being successful and taking action on the things that you're teaching. It's very important when you're doing a challenge to get these micro wins. And I'm going to get more into that as we go on and I break down like the challenge framework and how to start it. Number 3, and the most important part of why the challenge is effective, is because it creates a buying environment. You have to understand, these people are spending 6 to 10 hours with you. And during that time, when you do it correctly, you are creating buying momentum. You are, number 1, eliminating any distrust. Number two, you're getting those micro wins and you're getting that momentum. And then number three, because all this great positive energy is going on in the room, you're creating a buying environment, which makes it very easy for people to say yes to your offer at the end of the challenge. You know that icky feeling that a lot of people feel when they attend webinars and live trainings? They're always waiting for the pitch at the end of the training, and it takes away from the value that you can give them. But with the challenge model, you're giving away so much value to them that they are actually waiting for you to pitch them because they want to join your program. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, but it works really well. So now that I've gone ahead and broken down why the challenge can be very effective for you, the next thing I want to do is show you the 4-step process in order to create an amazing challenge. The first thing you have to do to create an amazing challenge is you have to identify the single biggest problem that your ideal client is facing. Now, if you don't know off the top of your head what that single biggest challenge is, there's a couple ways for you to figure it out. Number one is you can simply just ask. Ask your community, hey, what are some of the biggest problems you guys are facing right now in trying to achieve your desired outcome? Do a poll. You can do a poll inside of a Facebook group and ask this question. You could do an Instagram story poll. You can ask within your community, wherever you have your community at, but just simply ask and then see which particular problems keep popping up over and over and over again. And when you find that, that is the single biggest problem that your community is facing, and that's what you want to address during the challenge. Now, another way to identify the single biggest problem that your ideal client is facing is by simply using AI. You can simply just ask ChatGPT, type in a quick little prompt, ask ChatGPT what those problems are, and ChatGPT will give you some really good answers. And from there, you can go on and you can start addressing those things inside of your challenge. Now, after you've identified that problem that your ideal client is facing, the next thing you want to do is you want to provide a solution to that problem, and you want to make them feel like they can achieve their desired outcome with your help. Now, in order to do this and to knock it out of the park, I encourage you to have your past students come into the challenge and leave testimonials. Take some time during the challenge while you're live to have them come up and talk about how amazing it's been for them to work with you. You want to do that throughout every single day of the challenge. Have somebody come on the challenge that's worked with you in the past and have them leave a testimonial. During the intro of the challenge, you want to create a challenge video that is nothing but testimonials from past students. Now, here's the trick. If you can't get your past students to attend the actual challenge and leave a testimonial, if you can get them to cut a testimonial video, you can share those videos in the challenge as well. But again, this is all about building the trust. And once these people identify you as a trustworthy person, it's going to be a lot easier for them to say yes to your offer at the end of the challenge. Now, that's part one of the equation. Part two of the equation, though, is to actually be who you say you are. Be an authority. Teach them. Show them your framework. Show them your principles. Show them your step-by-step process to achieving the desired outcomes that you achieve in your business. This isn't the time for gatekeeping or holding back. You want to give them everything that they could possibly need in order to achieve that desired outcome. But you don't want it to be confusing. Russell Brunson calls it technobabble, where you're just going on and on with all these different strategies and they're complex and they're hard to achieve. You do not want to do that. You want to make it seem easy for them to achieve these desired outcomes with your help. And that is the key. You want it to be easy for them to do. The third step in creating a powerful challenge is helping them adopt the mindset of someone who's going to take advantage of your offer at the end of the challenge. Now, a lot of times as coaches and consultants, we often forget that success is 90% mindset and 10% skill set. What that means is the majority of your challenge shouldn't be focused on the skill, it should be focused on the mindset. One of the main reasons why people say no to your high ticket coaching offer is because people don't understand the correlation between cost versus value. So you want to make sure in your training you address this, because here's the deal. Poor people are more focused on the cost of something as opposed to the value of something. Meaning that if you have a $50,000 coaching program, someone who doesn't have an abundant mindset is more focused on that $50,000 cost as opposed to the value that they're going to get from that $50,000 cost. When we invested money into a high ticket coaching program, I didn't even see the price. We spent $55,000, but I didn't even see the price that it actually cost. I saw that if we spent that $55,000, we could 10x that and even more. And that's what I saw. And that's why we ended up buying this high ticket coaching program. But the same thing goes for your particular students. You could have the best training in the world. You could have the most amazing strategies ever. But if they can't get past the mindset part of it, they're not going to take advantage of your offer. So what rich people do is they focus more on the value of something as opposed to what it costs. And you want to get that across to your audience during the challenge. You want to have a segment every single day that's dedicated to mindset. Here's a quick pro tip for you. You can utilize a method called price marinating. And essentially what that means is, let's say you have a $25,000 coaching offer. So what you're going to do during the challenge is you're going to talk about large expenses that cost more than your 25K program. You might talk about the cost of college tuition, right? Which costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? You might talk about the cost of other cars and other things that are depreciating assets, right? Because when you do this and you start talking big numbers during the challenge, you're actually marinating those big prices in their head. So then at the end, when you actually pitch the cost of your offer is only 25K, they're way more likely to take advantage because you've been priming them to think about more high ticket items. And now when the time comes for them to decide if they want to take advantage of your offer, they're going to be comparing it to a $50K or $100,000 investment. And when it comes to mindset, another thing you want to get them to do is you want to get them to visualize and feel successful during the challenge. One thing that we do in order to really get that momentum going during the challenge is we have our students type in the chat positive affirmations. I got this. It's easy. I can do this. Let's do it. I got it, right? Inside of the chat is a very valuable resource for you when used correctly. You don't ever want anyone typing negative things in the chat. You always want them to focus on the positive affirmations. So you want to get that yes momentum going. I got it. It's easy. I can do this. Those are the things that create that momentum in that environment that's going to make people want to take advantage of your offer. One trick that I do, we're really big into like law of attraction and manifestation and energy and all that stuff. So one thing that I do is I will literally have my students close their eyes and visualize the success that they want to see. It's like a 10-second exercise. Have them close their eyes and visualize where they actually want to be in life. And then you have them type it in the chat. Have them type in the chat how they actually feel now that they've achieved that result. Because when it comes to manifestation, it's more about the feeling than anything else. If you can feel successful even before you've achieved that result, it's going to bring more of that to you. And I'm not going to go into a law of attraction rant right now. That's for another video. But nonetheless, you want to get that momentum going for your audience during the challenge. And number 4, you want to make them drink the Kool-Aid. Okay, you want to make them drink your brand's Kool-Aid. You want them to be so much about your brand that it's going to hurt them so much to say no to your offer. And there's a couple ways that you can do this. The first thing that you can do is use a branded workbook. Every day, give them a workbook that breaks down the curriculum of the day and make sure that it's branded with your logo and your pictures all over the place and your ideologies and your principles inside of this workbook. Okay, it's very important because, again, they're spending so much time with you. So every little touch point that you can get them to absorb is going to be another win for you. So branded workbooks work great. We use branded workbooks during our challenges, and it does really well. Another thing you want to do, and this is probably the most important thing, is you want to give them homework every single day. Give them some actionable steps to take outside of the challenge. But the key with homework is you want to be very strategic about the homework you give them. The homework you give them is going to be designed for them to indoctrinate themselves with more of your principles. One thing we have our students do during our challenge is we have them go to our YouTube channel and watch a few different videos on mindset. Number one, what we're doing is we're transforming them from the person that they used to be before they joined the challenge to someone who becomes a raving fan of our brand by the end of the challenge. And we do that by just indoctrinating them with all of our principles and all of our teaching methods and our style and our ideologies. So consider this. They're spending 2 hours a day with you on the challenge. Once they get done with the challenge, they're doing homework where they're spending more time watching your videos and watching your training techniques. When you do this, by the end of the challenge, it's way more likely that they are going to say yes to your offer. So it's important to do that during the homework. And another thing you can do with the homework is every day have them record a video talking about their experience during that particular day of the challenge. This is a great way to collect testimonials on top of testimonials on top of testimonials that you can use to actually run ads to promote your next challenge. So overall, the challenge model is a great way for you to begin eliminating the sales calls. Now, typically what we do is we do a 3-day challenge. And then at the end of the challenge, we bring everyone to a breakout room and we pitch them on our offer. Now, there's some psychology to pitching them on your offer as well. If you're pitching your offer in a room full of people who are interested in what it is that you have to sell, it's really good because once you pitch, there's going to be one person that buys, and then they're going to type in the chat that they bought. And then the other people that are kind of on the fence are going to see that somebody bought, and then they're going to buy, and they're going to type it in the chat. And then other people are going to buy. So it adds that momentum that you don't get on a one-on-one sales call. All right. But here's the beauty of it too. If you do decide that you want people to jump on a sales call with you after the challenge, you're not going to waste any time, because the only people that are going to apply to work with you after they've been through the challenge are people that are pre-indoctrinated with everything regarding your brand. So now you're getting on the phone with more quality leads, which is going to lead to way more sales. When we did this in our brand, we achieved that $100,000 day, and our brand has gone on to do really well with the challenge model ever since. So if you're someone who's tired of being on sales calls and tired of wasting your time with people who don't have the intention of taking advantage of your offer, start utilizing the challenge model. If you are interested and you want to start doing this in your business, go ahead and click the link below. We do actually help our students launch successful challenges and webinars, and obviously run Facebook ads and all of that stuff. So be sure to check that out. Click the link below. Be sure to subscribe to this channel because we're always dropping new gems and new amazing videos for you every single week. So go ahead and click the bell notification below and subscribe to our channel. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, y'all. Be blessed. Peace and love.